4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. At this point, I'll open the meeting for the Carver Conservation Commission for October 7th, 2015. And our first order of business is reading of the minutes. We have no other action discussion otherwise. So we'll read the minutes for September 16th, 2015. And at 7:15 is our first hearing. Is it 8 Center Street you guys are talking about?
No,
No. Oh,
sidewalk tomorrow.
oh, okay.
Yep.
We're gonna
To
put
finish
this off
minutes
for the next
first,
one, yeah.
There's a site walk tomorrow?
There is tomorrow at Zero Solar Circle, actually.
Right.
They were supposed to contact us before, they cut trees or anything, so that's what they're
Panic
marking
from
the
that.
trees that they're gonna cut. They've staked out the 100-foot buffer.
Okay.
So that's at 9:30 if you wanna go to that. That's for the
Okay.
big solar one right off of High Street.
Right.
Okay.
It's a hard to see dirt road that
Yeah,
runs
it
off a
is.
High Street. It may be paved by now, but it's just if you glance the wrong way, zoom,
Yeah.
you passed it. And
It's called Zero Solar Circle. I think
yeah,
that's the sign.
it's a solar circle is this little cul-de-sac that goes in there, and then the
It's
solar array will be beyond it.
It's beyond Spring Street, right?
Right.
Beyond the Spring Street and High Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. on the
But it's
left-hand side.
before Parting Ways Road and that development road there. I can't remember the name
Right,
of it.
yep. It's
the
almost
big-
into Kingston.
Yeah.
Because parts of it, kind of, but,
If you find you're in Kingston, turn around.
so that's with Borrego Solar, because what they did is they now have the project that was originally a different applicant. It was, I can't remember the name of it, TJA.
Yes,
And now Borrego is gonna take over.
another
that,
one.
so-
Oh, God. When are they gonna get going on Mike's Paddocks
Oh,
Bog?
I thought they were gonna start on that right.
Yeah, so did I. But, God knows.
Better pull Mike.
Yeah,
Oh,
gross.
who was gonna do that, Borrego?
Yeah, it was another branch of Borrego. There's 2 branches of Borrego operating
Oh,
in
right,
this
different
area.
offices.
One is from Texas and one is from California.
Oh, okay.
And the Californians have their office up in Lowell or Lawrence. And they're the people that did the Great Meadow one and are looking at some others. And I think they're the ones that are going to be doing the one no, they're not. It's the Austin, Texas ones that are doing the one on the old dump, I believe.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
on North Cavaline?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that, or was that a
Oh,
Borrego
no,
one?
that's Southern Sky. or
Southern
something, isn't
Sky,
it?
that's
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry, wrong.
Yep,
So many of them out there.
I know, there are.
Solar Circle, it's called?
Yeah, Solar Circle.
All right, I see where it
9:30.
is.
Yeah,
It's the first left after Spring Street.
correct.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it looks like a little driveway.
it's not a very obvious left. It's
And it actually does
between
go up,
bushes.
there are 2 little houses there,
Yeah.
before you look out onto the site, and then it's a big open, gravel,
All right.
gravel pit.
So, let's see. Do we see anything that we need to amend in these minutes here? The September 2nd minutes?
The only thing that I see is that on page 1 at the seminar, Pine Hills is one word.
Mm-hmm.
The Pine Hills
change
is one word.
The Pine Hills.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Roger that.
But that's all I see.
Well, we will change that before we submit it.
Okay.
To find the connection. Who knew? The Pine Hills is one word, okay.
So no need for further changes aside from that? Oh, could we have a motion to
I'll
accept
make
the
a-
minutes as corrected?
I'll make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes of September 16th with the change indicated.
And a second?
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of September 16th, 2015 as amended. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed unanimously. So, I could start reading the ad. It'll take that amount of time. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Mass Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public meeting will be held at 7:15 p.m. on Wednesday, October 7th, 2015, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall, to hear the notice of intent for a proposed upgrade to a failed subsurface sewage disposal system in accordance with the Carver Board of Health's regulations. The work will occur within a 165-foot buffer zone to Cooper's Pond. Project is located at 15 Brockton Avenue, Carver, Mass., map 17, parcel 2. All interested parties are invited to attend. Copies of all plans, filings, and pertinent documents are available at the Conservation Commission office. And we, Brooke and Savory and I got a chance to look at this.
Did you want, give it to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want this, so I wanted to skip it away.
Yeah, we had this when we went there. Did you see any issues?
Yes.
Super pond here, there's some steps.
Are you in Cooper's?
Steps down.
We were trying to see if I could see your house.
We told her we were waving at her.
There's really no other.
So,
That's your vote, right, though?
oh yeah, definitely, not a butter.
It's like this would be the way they would bring any kind of machinery down it, but they can't
So,
bring anything bigger than a Bobcat.
It looked clear. It didn't look wonderful. It'd be nice if you had another 2 acres.
You don't have much room there to do much, but.
But,
And
things
this
be
you
what
go to
they
Board
are.
of Health, right? You went to Board of Health
Yeah.
last night, yeah,
Mandated, right?
yeah. And I guess you got your variance or whatever you needed, yeah.
So, do you see any questions you might have, Jen? It's, okay, they're gonna just fill in the old septic system, right?
Mhm.
And,
Is the
we're gonna
shed
use new,
on the,
yes, that's right, right, that's right over here on the end,
it's a retaining
next
wall?
to it, yeah. And, it's gonna be a new septic tank as part of the system. But,
They're failing, so it's a
Yeah.
go.
that's right, it's gotta
Mandated,
be.
we don't have.
Yeah, if that's the only
Okay.
option.
Yeah.
Then it makes it simple. And it-
Just silk fence and hay bales, or?
Right,
Okay, I see a retaining wall, but how much of that is gonna help with the same,
well, probably they should have
how it's situated?
hay bales on the, right on the front because of the fact that it's a drop otherwise into the pond, pretty much, yeah. And, or onto the shoreline, sort of. Here's the actual pond bank, but it's relatively flat up to that retaining wall, and then it goes up. And,
Okay, so hay bales,
yeah, probably hay bales. And it would,
unless they do that roll thing, so.
Yeah.
the hay bales don't go.
Brooke, what did you think about, protective placement for during the construction, hay bales or?
I think you proposed hay bales, didn't you?
We just proposed a silt fence.
The silt fence, okay. It probably would be fine, actually, too. It's gonna be relatively small amount of work, and it's tight quarters, so probably the silt fence would be better simply because there's not that much room to operate. Okay, so,
Are you going to be raising the grade?
No.
Not at all?
It'll be in the ground. One thing I would like to say, is that we are proposing to put a barrier, a impervious barrier along the pond side, just to help anything going in that direction. So everything will go down.
A raincoat.
Looks good.
Okay, so, should we have a motion to close the hearing?
I'll move that we close the hearing on 15 Brockton Avenue.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to close the hearing on 15 Brockton Avenue. Any opposed? Any in favor?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? No. We'll get it straight one of these days.
So formal, you know?
Okay, so that's passed unanimously. And now Brooke's going to talk about just what the conditions were, which is just
You know,
this,
basically no further work,
right?
you know, without coming to us. The erosion controls. Just, you know, approve the variance that was required for this, within the 65. And that was it.
Okay.
Do we have to do a separate approval for the variance, or do we ball it in with the?
That's true, we probably should issue, we should issue a variance automatically.
We
Separately.
usually vote separately on that.
Separate, that's
Sometimes
what I
we
was
do.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's, Dan always said we should,
Yeah,
All right.
so, okay, so we should need a motion actually to have a variance.
and I did put that in the order.
Right.
So I
Okay,
assumed that we
so
had that.
make a motion to approve the variance on 15 Brockton Ave.
Okay, that variance is to allow work within the
In the 65.
65.
I'll second that.
It's moved and seconded to allow work within the 65-foot no-touch zone, and a variance will be issued for that. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? That's passed unanimously. And now, no other questions, so let's move on the
Obviously, nobody from the audience.
notice. Oh, do we have any comments from the audience? No. They're just smiling. They said, get on with it, get on
You're
with
for it,
it.
right? No, you're doing, yeah, you got no problems.
Thank you very much. I don't know if any of you guys know the pond. It's a beautiful pond.
Yes,
And
Jenny's your neighbor over a few more. over.
yeah, I know. I saw you looking. Yeah, beautiful pond. I don't know if any of you have been down there.
It is beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. We're waving to Jen
All
from
spring
your
fed.
side.
Is that the pond where a guy has a little gazebo that he does
Yes,
weddings in?
marries people.
Right.
Dennis Sace.
Oh, the Justice of the Peace.
Yes.
Dennis Sace, yep. It's beautiful. We actually go out on our kayaks and watch it on Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh,
and-
do you? That's
Yeah,
neat,
like a bunch
isn't
of us,
it?
a bunch of neighbors will all come
Yeah.
over and we'll all clap and.
Yeah. It is a pretty pond,
That's pretty
It's all
nice.
spring fed.
yeah.
So
You should
awesome.
wear headdresses, in your guys.
Does somebody live in that house to the left of you?
No, there's a guy that owns it. He comes
Sort of
down.
looked like it wasn't lived in.
Yeah, he comes down on like weekends, but he wasn't down all this summer. He was down once last summer.
Because it has that old car doesn't look like anybody uses it.
Yeah, that's not even his. That's
Oh,
one of the neighbors.
oh.
That shouldn't be there, but
Well, it makes it the house look occupied, which is good, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
thank you guys very much.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Great night.
Oh, wait, we didn't finish.
Okay, yeah, well, we're going to vote to approve that,
yeah.
okay.
One more vote.
Yeah, motion to approve the notice of intent, okay? The order of conditions, rather. And so,
I make the motion.
okay, motion and second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the order of conditions for 15 Brockton Avenue. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we're done. Pass unanimous.
We'll send you a copy.
Thank you.
And just
All
for
right.
clarification, who seconded on the motion to, for the variance?
For the variance.
Savory.
I
I
did.
heard it over there. Okay, Savory.
Seconded. You made the motion, Savory seconded.
Okay, thank you.
Let's make sure we both heard the same thing.
I know. Sorry.
So, now our next hearing has been
Okay, so I can sign
withdrawn, right? 22 Lakeview?
22 Lakewood has been withdrawn, yeah.
Right, so,
it. In a minute.
okay, so
Here,
we
did
got
you-
nothing until,
And I want to tell you, I did call Audubon.
Yeah, okay.
About the
Sorry.
whole property, remember you reminded,
Right.
yep. And the new person is on board. But,
Okay.
you know, the guy who came to see us, Paul Wyman is still kinda, anyway, we're gonna get a letter from them probably next week.
Great, great.
About, the Cole property, whether, we
Yep.
should have been, they should have been allowed to cut. And then they were gonna, I think they were gonna give us some input on the restoration.
Right, right.
Stuff like what they- what
What
he
types of
thought
plants and
Did he
so
give
on.
you a hint as to what I mean, was it okay, or?
He didn't say, this is the new person that I talked to, so I don't know if didn't sound like he knew a whole lot. I think he was like, oh, yeah, hang on. Let me go talk to the other guy.
He'll come down in time and he'll probably, he'll stand there and say, so this happened, eh? Oh, okay, well, I guess it's all right.
Yeah. But I think remember he was gonna look into whether they thought maybe it was something, that could be like a utility and.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
brought it up that
Allowable,
it
yeah,
was, because we were reading the thing and it said,
Could be exempted because.
wind
Yeah,
power.
Right,
And it didn't say solar, but it said wind power and another
right,
kind
yes.
of
Yeah.
renewable energy.
Yeah.
These are all the hearings. 7:45 and 8.
Then once we get Audubon straightened out on that, then we have to get, as I say, the talk about the handicap trail. We gotta get that done.
Right,
And then the third thing is we have to get, Scorzone to finish up his sealing up the
Blocking
walk
off the-
around the,
yeah.
I noticed I think it was last night, there's, one of the lights is out,
Oh.
illuminating the solar panels
Oh,
there.
really? I wonder if he knows that.
We probably don't have anybody that drives past it much at night.
Jim, I'm sorry to interrupt, but should we take a break off camera because the next hearing isn't until 7:45?
You certainly could. Okay, at this point, we're gonna take a break, and will we stop the taping until 7:45 or 7:44?
Start it again.
Okay, we're gonna resume activities here. Okay, notice is hereby given in accordance with the Mass Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:45 PM on Wednesday, October 7th, 2015, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall to hear the request for determination of applicability for Kevin and Denise Kaiser to construct a second-story addition onto the existing dwelling within the existing footprint, and to determine A, whether the area depicted on plans and/or maps referenced is an area subject to jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act. B, whether the boundaries of resource area depicted on plans and/or maps referenced are accurately delineated. C, whether the work depicted on plans referenced is subject to the Wetlands Protection Act. And D, whether the area and/or work depicted on plans referenced is subject to the jurisdiction of any municipal wetlands ordinance or bylaw of the town of Carver depicted on reference plans. That's a mouthful. The proposed work will be conducted within the 100-foot and 65-foot buffer zone to Fresh Meadow Pond. A variance is requested to allow the work within the 65-foot buffer protected under the bylaw. The project is located at 60 Bunnies Road, Carver, Mass., map 109, parcel BB7. All interested parties are invited to attend. Copies of all plans, fillings, and pertinent documents are available at the Conservation Commission office. There, so we're live.
Yep.
So if you guys would come up, please. We went out to look at the site, and we found it with the help of that fellow that's in the fire department who, what's his name, Smith or something? No, he lives down on the,
Oh, Dave.
Dave, okay,
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
The one on Pondview?
Yes, yeah, right.
The work.
We looked at his construction. We came back and looked at the records, and he never filed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But,
Surprising, because he told me to use him as a reference.
yeah. Maybe he'd forgotten.
Oh.
Yeah, he is a member of the fire department. That counts for a lot, so.
Right. I understand.
We didn't wanna open that one.
Oh, boy. So, we did take a walk. You and I, Saber, you were on that too, right? Didn't
I
you?
wasn't there,
Oh,
I
was
did
it?
go by it
You went
on my
your
own on
Yes,
another
yeah,
day.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Jim went.
So, we didn't see any problem with it. It's, yeah, you will need, we'll have to give you variance because of the location. It's right next to to the edge, but, I don't, did,
And we didn't think they needed to have erosion controls because they're, you know how their yard goes
Right.
out and it's kind of already supported by the, you know, that wall or
yes.
retaining wall.
I think the bad news was the tomato plants might have to go.
They're
not gonna make it.
gone. They're gone.
So, failing, the need to do this, why don't we just, we know that they're gonna need a variance. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jen.
Did you have any, concerns? My only concern was that maybe if they had to haul in a dumpster or anything, that it would be parked in the driveway and
Yeah.
not
That's it. yeah.
around the other
Yeah.
side. It
No,
ma-
right.
Makes total sense, they can bring it right in and,
Right out, yeah.
right from all the work from the driveway. Was my only,
Right, I remember
Yeah.
that now.
which only makes sense.
We would never get anything back there.
Yeah, or we'll get it out, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
So, but they are going to need a variance because the work will be done within 65-foot barrier, buffer zone. So why don't we proceed with issuing that?
Should we close the hearing, or
Pardon me?
do we have to close the hearing first?
No, we can do that, but while the hearing's open.
Open, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So variance in writing, then we're supposed to have
I
a,
don't think we have it in writing.
we need to have a request in writing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't get a request in writing. Did you want to get a request in writing?
Well, we should have.
Here.
Do you have a slip of paper you
Here.
could just,
Just do this.
here.
We're so formal.
You can just request a
Just
variance.
say we would like to, we need to request a variance.
For work within the
For work within the
65-foot
65.
buffer zone.
Okay.
And then just sign it.
Um,
So this would be, we would issue them a negative determination, negative,
Mhm.
Negative's good.
negative's good,
well,
yes.
like, as far as time,
Negative's good.
Well, the negative determination means that you don't have to file a notice of intent, you go to the next step.
okay,
So this would be a -2, you know, the work described in your request is
Right.
within the jurisdiction of, you know, the Wetlands Protection Act, but because of the type of work you're doing, the second floor,
Yeah.
because of the way the
Yeah.
site is and all that there will be no impact, that basically
okay.
what it says.
Can you repeat what I'm supposed to write?
Just request a variance, say we are requesting a variance for work within the 65-foot, no disturb buffer, you can say. And did you already get got your building permit and everything already, or did he
We're-
ask if you had
Right.
something from us?
No, I spoke to him today. We might have to go through the zoning board.
Oh, ZBA?
Really?
Oh,
That's what he said to me.
Wow.
Oh, I think Deb said something about
Because of
that.
the porch.
Like the front
in the
entryway,
front?
yeah.
We don't have any,
It's a weird, our property shape is really, really weird.
Oh.
We have
Oh.
something there now,
So
But
it's
you're
a-
not changing it.
right,
well, we don't have a, full porch on the front right now.
We just have like
a
but we were hoping to put,
walkway.
So is it from the
So-
property line? Is that why you?
It's-
you
it's-
like
yeah.
Setback from the property line or something?
Right, it's not far enough.
Oh.
We're-
Oh, the
we're-
We don't
setbacks.
really have
It's-
any room on either.
because all the properties are shifted,
Yes.
so,
Yeah, you're
You
supposed to have
got
30
straight.
feet on each side of the house and
yeah,
50 feet on the front, 50 feet on the back.
right, yeah, exactly.
That would leave you with a house about this size.
So maybe if I
That's what he
leave,
was trying to figure out today.
Oh, so it doesn't get grandfathered if it,
He wasn't sure.
we don't know,
he
so
was
we're gonna,
talk to somebody.
hopefully it will, but
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
another bridge we'll cross.
I don't think this, well,
Hmm.
if you do come before the ZBA, you'll see me there too, unfortunately. Do you guys know the Mikado, Gilbert and Sullivan? There's-
I got a little list.
There's a character in there that wears about 56 hats in this town. Sometimes I begin to feel like him.
Oh, in
Ordinary
Bunny's Road?
executioner.
Bunny's Road, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Is he right at the beginning?
no,
Oh, no.
no, sir.
I'm trying to think, because Sean's uncle, we used to wear crazy hats and stuff.
So, okay, well, we have an application for a variance for work within the 65-foot buffer zone. Any discussion needed, or can we get a move to approve it.
Well, do we have anybody in the audience that needs to speak?
No, there's nobody in the audience that even has the faintest idea where this is.
No, I know, I just make sure.
That's New England Farms.
We have to ask.
They don't care what happens on Bunny's Road.
Yeah. No, no.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the variance at 60 Bunny's Road for work within the 65-foot buffer zone.
And a second?
Second?
Moved and seconded to approve the variance for work within 65-foot buffer zone at 60 Bunny's Road. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's passed unanimously. Okay, now we have
And then a negative determination.
negative determination, -2, right? And so we can issue a determination as spelled out by the agent.
I just put, a couple conditions if they were, gonna do anything else other than the work, for, under this determination that they have to.
Right, any other work, yeah. Have to come back and see us again.
Yep.
Lovely. Okay. People must love this. Not town hall again. Anyway, okay, so a motion to approve the conditions as outlined by the agent?
So moved.
Second?
It's moved and seconded to approve the conditions as outlined by the agent for 60 Bunny's Road. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed unanimously.
Okay.
Okay, good to go.
Luck.
Yep. Now, you'll get notified, yeah.
You should sign it, please.
Yeah, sign in and you'll, Brooke will we'll finish the paperwork off and send a copy to,
Yep,
right? And
yep.
then,
Unless you
Is-
want to pick it up.
is there a waiting period, is that a 10-day period or something like that?
On determinations, I think you can proceed, at your own risk on
Yes, okay.
determinations as opposed to,
Yeah.
orders and conditions, we have to wait the appeal period.
Right, okay. There's a chance that somebody could appeal it.
But you still have to wait for your building.
The permit. Right.
So
So
then-
if we do get, let's say we get that tomorrow,
And what I'll do is I'll tell Rich that you've come to us and you're all set with us. So
Okay.
that will be, he would probably ask me that anyway, knowing that you're on the pond, so
right.
I'll just tell him that you're all set with us.
Oh, sorry. Jim.
This desk should be elastic, so when we don't have the members, we fold it down.
More than we did last time.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Few minutes to go before we do 133 North Main.
Seven minutes.
Helga was so funny because she came up a little bit early.
So many hearings, it's been a long time since we've had this.
We're just too efficient.
Legally, can we cut them down to 10 minutes or 5? Because we could really, there's like,
We can, with the understanding that if you had to extend them, then they would, yes.
She said,
Right,
it's gonna one
so we do that and then they'll be starting to get longer.
right. But boy, I mean, some of the hearings we had
Because the
Yeah.
magnesium just
6 and 7 years ago,
So I figured Middleton Fed
particularly where Edaville was concerned, it would take an hour and a half.
should
Unless they
ask
didn't put it in
Tim.
right.
Well, right. Ask Tim, because we're gonna need one at some point.
It's okay that she called right away. She found the name.
He came in here with a court
I got a
secretary
filter
one
for the
time,
water in the house, but that doesn't help the pump.
and she went over to there and set her Okay.
People here waiting for this one.
Going to resume the hearing now for 133 North Main Street. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Mass Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw that a public hearing will be held at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, October 7th, 2015, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall to hear the notice of intent for SMD Development, LLC, for the proposed construction of a retail motor fuel outlet project, which includes the construction of a convenience store, 5 two-sided gasoline dispensers, a diesel dispenser, fuel storage tanks, parking areas, utilities, closed drainage systems, and re-landscaping/site grading. Portion of the project is within the 100-foot buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland located off the site to the north. No work is proposed within the 65-foot no disturb buffer zone protected under the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Project is located at 133 North Main Street, Carver, Mass, map 25, lot 1A/R. All interested parties are invited to attend. Copies of all plans, filings, and pertinent documents are available at the Conservation Commission office. Please proceed.
Good evening, members of the commission. Brad Holmes with Environmental Consulting and Restoration. Along with me this evening. Sure.
Yeah.
Can you get that sign in?
Sure.
Along with me this evening is Mickey Higgins and Dominic Brown from SMD Development. And Jim, you explained the project very well in your introduction. What we're looking for is a project at 133 North Main Street. I'll point from here. I think the commission may have walked the site or some interest, you know, if you did already get out there. But as you know, it's a single-family residence. There's a gravel driveway on the left side of the lot or the western side of the lot that leads up to a single-family home with pool in the back and fencing and an extensive upland meadow system. And to the left of the property, or to the west or so, off locus is a bordering vegetated wetland system that's extensive and extends. Along the southern section of that wetland system, and that is highlighted in the blue, you'll see there's a little finger that comes up close to the site. I extended that wetland line that way because it's really a roadway, or it's a drainage swale. But because of its connection to the wetland system, and there is vegetation and soils included as the wetland system, but it's, you know, it's all in all function as part of a drainage swale that leads to the wetlands. But that's why you have that configuration as such. So what we're looking to do is do an overall site development. I'll flip the page. Looking to redevelop the property as a fuel outlet with convenience store and parking areas and landscaping and drainage system and utilities and associated pertinences. The overall project is, as you can see, outside the buffer zone. There is a small portion of the western side that is within the buffer zone. Within the 65 to 100 foot buffer zone, there is associated grading that is associated with a stormwater basin. And there's a swale that comes down to the south and leading into the proposed access way. There will be a paved access way leading into the site. And that is within the general footprint or so of the existing gravel driveway that leads into the site. The work occurs within the open meadow area, you know, at least within the buffer zone portion. You can see, I'll point, there's a woods line that is through here, so that you can see that it all occurs within that upland meadow area. There is a small portion of the work that's within the 65-foot buffer zone, which we've asked for a waiver from, and because of that drainage swale that I've included in the wetland, that's the reason why that buffer zone extends out, as you see. there is grading and an associated riprap pad located in that area. I'll grab the plan and just and pull it over here to explain a couple pieces
You
of
can
it.
take the microphone.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'll just bring this way. I don't know if I can hold two things at once. Speaking with the engineers, the site's a real sandy gravel site, and the stormwater basins here have been designed to hold all the stormwater on the site, and even the 100-year flood event. There is an overflow that is necessary with a basin, and the purpose of this riprap pad here is that if in the case of a very extreme, beyond 100-year storm, that water does overtop these basins, it would go through the grass swale and then get dispersed through the riprap and then eventually get into this drainage swale, which is what it acts as now. There's also included is a drainage pipe or culvert under the existing driveway. That's not associated with the drainage system. What that is associated with is there's somewhat of a natural swale now on the road, and so that isn't blocked off and there isn't a damming effect. They're going to maintain that connection so that if in the event that there is some flow, it would go under the driveway and disperse through here. So they have accounted for those conditions. So as you see, the overall project is beyond the buffer zone. There is grading work and associated driveway in this portion of the buffer zone. The site doesn't contain estimated habitat for rare species. It doesn't contain floodplains. It's not within riverfront, so it's a true buffer zone only project. And look for your support and any questions you may have.
Actually, the description of the project that we got says no work is proposed within the 65-foot buffer zone. So I guess that actually has to be amended, right?
That would have to be amended.
And he did request for a variance.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Do we need to re-advertise?
No, I don't think so.
Where's the entrance?
The address?
Entrance.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the entrance driveway right through
Right
here.
on the line there.
Right
Right.
off of 58, yeah.
It's within.
No,
if
I
you-
meant within the buffers.
Oh,
within
Right.
Yes,
The gravel driveway now is right in this region here.
but you're going to displace it a little further.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
The gravel driveway now is right just about at the end of that swale. It comes right up through here. The driveway is coming just a little bit.
Wouldn't
on the
they
side.
shift the entrance away from there?
Well, it looks like they have.
Are they moving the entrance?
Look at it, I can't see it.
No, it's
Existing driveway.
right. It's basically within the existing driveway, but wider.
Okay.
Right, that's what I thought. Why couldn't they shift it to, wow. It just seems a little.
Oh,
Because they want to use the existing and then just.
This is the existing driveway, see it right here, gravel dirt driveway.
Yeah,
I can answer that if you want me to.
Shifted it to the
but
right,
it's within the buffer zone.
yeah.
I mean, the highway entrance is well enough away, right?
I think
Right.
Mickey has an answer for that.
Okay.
Is that a highway? I think that's a highway thing or something.
Two things. When we met the planning board, the planners
Room to run
would
into
like
it.
this driveway to line up exactly where, directly across from Montello for traffic flow. And the second part of that,
Lights up.
part of that answer is there's no access from Mass Highway
Right.
until this bound right here. And we're actually in front of Mass Highway now to amend the access to allow us this little triangle that I'm pointing to allow the access. So there's no access any closer. The access can't go any closer to the off-ramps from Route 44. So we cannot shift the driveway, and that's why we only have one driveway where we'd like to have two driveways.
But they might put a set of lights. Are they proposing a set of lights
At Montello Street?
at Montello? Is that why they want you to
No,
line up?
not at this time. Just for turning, they wanted to line up for turning movements.
Yeah.
That's a pain.
There is another project that is going to be off of Montello Street, up behind there, that's the Route 44 development project there. They're filling and preparing the site for possibly a distribution center of some sort. So that whole intersection will probably be revamped even more. also, the one across the street from you probably needs to have an island put in the middle of it, because there's been problems with the people cutting across the intersection to get into Dunkin' Donuts faster.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be interesting.
They have all the bells and whistles, so.
Okay. No need to get any reference from natural, historic, endangered species, so on?
No, no,
good.
no endangered species, right? No,
Just
Right.
cleared
no
that.
floodplain, no, yep,
No box turtles on site?
no box turtles on 58.
Right.
There's poison ivy. We found that,
Yeah,
but
I
that's,
saw a lot of that.
that's more towards the wetlands than it is
Right.
on your property.
And that's not protected.
No, it's not,
Yeah, that's
but
not-
I still
My
watch for it.
favorite, the snow removal plan near the
You
wetlands.
need goats for
Snow
that.
removal.
Goats can eat the poison ivy.
Yeah.
Well, because there's gas and
I'd be
oil.
bothered by it.
There a snow plan?
I'm pretty sure planning board would ask for that too. I don't know if there's,
They do have a extensive, portion in the
Portion
back,
in the back,
outs-
and they're gonna-
outside the buffer, and you can see they, they will have a stormwater basin. They do have open areas in the back of the area.
It's a pretty big one.
What's this, for snow, is it? What you're
that's what
saying?
Jen was asking, yeah,
Yeah,
for snow.
snow.
Right, right, because that was a challenge with the South Carver project.
Right, and that site is, as I remember, that
It's real
it was surrounded with wetlands, where this
Right.
is really,
This
know,
is clear.
it's really pretty well high and dry.
Does planning board usually ask you for that? A spot for snow removal, like? Or snow?
So we had our technical review committee meeting. You
Right.
were there, and the gentleman that does the third-party review, his name is
Oh,
Sean.
Sean, yeah.
Sean brought it up, and the reason why this retention pond is about 15 feet away from the curb is for snow removal, snow storage here, and this swale, this flat area here, this snow storage here. So we really have quite a bit of space for snow. And when we built South Carver, 303 Tremont Street, we were told that it never snows in Carver.
Good thing you got it done before last year. Oh, Lord. Well, the plan is pretty good, so I don't have a problem. Brooke said that you're looking to
Yeah.
have us basically sign off on it as is, unless, of course, we have to put in the proviso. If it gets modified under the direction of the planning board, then you may have to come back to us.
So we could, close it tonight based on these plans, and then I put a condition in here that, prior to any work, you would come back to us with with the revised
changes.
plans, or just from whatever happens at planning board.
Yeah.
Or, and if there's significant changes, then we could amend the order if you needed to. Probably won't, from the tech review, committee meeting, it didn't seem like they were gonna have a whole lot of stuff that would, change our decision, make anything closer to the wetlands or anything, but.
So Brooke, as I mentioned at the technical review, so we're before Mass Highway.
Right.
And Mass Highway can be a lengthy process, and they won't act until they get your order of conditions. So if we could get your order of conditions,
And then go to
get
them.
that off to Mass Highway, we would
Yeah.
kill two birds. And if we need to come back after planning, we'd be happy to come back.
We still need a variance, because it
Yeah,
is
we
within
gotta
the
request-
65.
Yep, we gotta request in writing for a variance, yep. So I did put, you can take a look, I did put a condition in, like I said, that they would come back to us,
Okay, good.
with any changes prior to any work. And anything,
Have to submit a corrected plan.
yeah, revised plan, or amend the order if it was significant enough, yep.
That's amazing that the highway's so worried about that. I mean, their apron coming out of that exit off the highway is so much further down there. But I guess they just want their margin.
Well, that's a yield coming, they're gonna come off that highway doing 55.
I think they should have a special entry lane from that ramp there, right into the farms.
Maybe they should widen it and have a left, you know what I mean?
Yes.
One of those in-between lanes.
Okay, yeah, an island.
Yeah.
Off ramp to this
So
project.
they're not
They
gonna put
may-
lights there.
Yeah, well, they may have to if the
not
Route
my
44 thing. That intersection across the street down to Montello Street, I think they're gonna have to widen that by almost 20 feet.
Oh, with
Fill-
that little,
yeah.
that sharp
Yeah.
turn is,
Right.
oh, yeah, with that,
It's,
that other project.
But anyways, okay, these guys want their stuff, so variance, condition,
So-
and,
You guys.
We
want
shall
to-
see.
Let Mass Highway do it.
Yeah, that's how we take care of this.
Oh, well, okay, so, why
Well,
don't we
you
deal
sell
with the
diesel fuel, so all the trucks will stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sure.
and coffee.
And coffee.
oh, God, that's another thing, yeah.
What's
The
that?
trucks can't get off the road into there, can they, or will they? Do you think the trucks will be able to pull in? Will you have an area where the trucks can come in and get off of 58? Because right now, in South Carver, they're stopping on the shoulder of the road there and for Dunkin' Donuts and every other place in Carver because we don't have a place big enough for trucks to pull over.
It's interesting you say that. When we went to the technical review committee,
I know, I think,
I
yeah.
know,
for
it's
that.
that
Brooke
one
was
spot
there.
for
Everybody wanted us,
trucks to
can
pull in.
you shrink your driveways? Can you shrink your distance between the curb and your canopy? Shrink this, shrink this, shrink this. And then finally somebody says, you know, we do accommodate trucks and you do have trucks in Carver. And then everybody at the technical review was like, yeah, you're right. Leave the driveway wide. Because the trucks they're gonna come no matter what, and they're gonna drive over the curbs if they're not in the right place. So this site is significantly, there's more elbow room here than we
Good.
had in South Carver.
That's very good. Yeah. The amount of truck traffic in this town is really incredible.
curb here.
That's due to the cranberry industry and
Watch out,
the
truck coming in
other
and
things, the
going
sand and
around.
gravel that moves out paired with the sanding,
Put a
with
curb
the
in
cranberry
to
industry.
keep them from bumping in, I guess. These guys have to go around it.
So, shall we handle the variance first, Brooke?
Vote for the
The
variance.
variance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Variance.
Okay, so we're going to have a variance to allow work within the 65-foot buffer as necessary.
I make a motion to approve the variance for work within the 65-foot buffer zone.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve variance for work within the 65-foot buffer zone. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's passed unanimously. And now we have, do we have anything else really to worry about? Just the,
Or conditions, I'd like
Yeah,
to say,
on
put the condition in about, prior to any work, applicant should submit revised plans, variance, the erosion controls, you put those in, you can notify me, before, after you put those out. I did put something, Jen, for no material, including snow, shall be stockpiled within 100 feet. But they weren't gonna win. Servicing equipment, yep, so, yep, nothing real. Stormwater management system should be maintained, there's a whole, operation management plan for the stormwater, measures on the site, cleaning the sumps and things like that, so. Yeah, so that's it.
okay, so,
Those, if you want to.
motion to approve the,
We need
Order
to close
conditions?
the hearing first?
yes, sorry.
I'll make a motion that we close the hearing on 133 North Main Street.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to close the hearing on 133 North Main. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass unanimous. Now, motion to approve the order conditions as outlined by the agent.
I'll move that we approve the notice of intent at 133 North Main Street with conditions.
Second?
It's been moved to approve the order of the conditions for 133 North Main Street, DEP SE 126-52. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Do you want to pick, did you pick that up to get necessary copy, or?
I'll pick it up from everyone.
What's that?
Next will be a satellite.
Good luck.
Well, those at it tonight, yeah.
You guys are gonna be able to see the house before it gets torn?
I mean, it won't be recorded, but that's okay, that's
Good, yeah.
Just hang out for 5 minutes, because we're done,
I'll
right?
be,
Yes,
check
we
it
are,
out
yeah.
probably, like 11? 11? Yeah, or I'll just leave, I can leave it out on the desk for you. leave
But
it
it's
over
gotta be
personal.
signed. You have to have a sign that it's picked up by hand to prove it was received on that date.
Oh, signed on the back of the order, yes, okay, okay. Okay, I'll be good. You want to put that on there?
Thank you.
Okay.
Go wait, guys, don't run.
About 2 minutes while we close the meeting. I'm also the head of the Carver Historical Commission, and I want to talk to you about
It
the
says by
sponsors.
hand. It was by hand.
I know you did, and she gave me your card.
Tell them to come back. So,
Wheatley meets Connie, too. Wheatley meets Connie. Yeah.
Now you're awake.
I know,
Okay.
the ironic part, I'll go to bed and I'll be like, oh no.
Is it on there?
Oh, there's the attachment.
Motion to close the meeting?
Yes, it usually comes on.
Did I
Not
hear
yet.
Tony say a motion?
No,
to
that's
close
what,
the
yeah,
meeting?
we have to sign this before we
Oh, yeah.
adjourn the meeting.
Stupid things come in handy.
Nah, you can.
Okay. Now, I guess we can entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second?
Yep.
All
Tony,
those in favor
every second.
of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That's unanimous.